Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Shanna Makes It. This morning is my day off from watching my grandsons, and so I thought I would spend a little time in my craft room. I started out this morning with my coffee and some craft organizing videos, which was fun. And I come across a paper organizing video that inspired me to kind of clean up a mess I had. So I was using this expandable file folder for all of my paper scraps, and you can see I had just tons because it was all bulging out, and I just couldn't see what I had in there. I couldn't get at it. Stuff would slide down to the bottom. It just was not working for me. So I decided to kind of piggyback off of a video I saw. Now I don't have the exact sleeves. The ones they had, kind of came up to the top and they were actually clear. But I'm using what I have on hand and not purchasing extra. So I basically took and separated all my collars out. This is my green one, and put them in these sleeves so that I could get them organized. And then I can just slide it in to my paper tray that has my full size paper. Just put it on top, then I can pull it out. This is, to me, much better than the expandable file folder. I haven't used it yet, but I can clearly see that it's going to work. And then from there, I realized I had so many scraps of white. And so I just had so many. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Well, I'd gotten these two new dies in from Simon Says Stamp that I'd been working with a little bit, and I normally layer them with white. And so then that got me this morning thinking, I'm going to start die cutting some of these out so that I'll have them for layering. So I did that, and I just started die cutting a bunch of those out so that I would have them for layering. And then and then that inspired me to pull in some of the small pieces of colored paper that I had and to start die cutting those out. So I did that, and I didn't do very many of the floral ones yet, but I'm working on that. But I just thought that would be a way to get organized. And so I'm just working on that. I'm just going to keep pushing through that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these. I thought I would just layer them up and get them ready. This one here is actually had some white glitter. I don't know if you can see that or not. But I thought that could be layered on top of just this plain white paper. So I was getting real creative with the paper. I thought, wow, obviously these punch out, but I thought, wow, how pretty would that be? So I'm going to go through my paper supply and go ahead and cut some more of these out. What I plan to do is, and let me find one of these. What did I do with that? How I store these, I'll show you, is I actually store all my dies, and Simon Says Stamp comes in this nice envelope, so I go ahead and store it inside here. But what I'm going to do is once I get these all punched out and layered up, then I'll store them in the back of these, and that way I'll have them for projects as they come up. I'll just already have some cut out, and I'll have some of them that are just layered in white so that I can do it specifically for the project that I'm needing, and then some of them I'll have layered with these paper patterns that I cut out, just so that when I'm just randomly doing stuff, I can just pull it out. So I thought it was fun. It was just kind of a great way to be in my craft room and be doing something and not really have to think about a particular project, but just have fun. So I'm going to keep going and punch some more of these out and layer them up. And I'll just give you a quick view of what I get when I get done. Okay, before I get started with punching out and stacking and gluing, I just wanted to show you my little die cutting frenzy that I did. Used a whole bunch of white and some scraps of some pattern paper and some different glitter paper and stuff. So I just wanted you to see, this was a lot of fun. Just turned on the music and just started running my die cut machine. I used 3 different dies, the floral, the butterfly, and then the Happy Mother's Day. Those all 3 are from Simon Says Stamp, and they're new releases. So I thought I'd just crank them out. So I just wanted to show you this before I start gluing and stacking. Okay, so I was able to make a pretty good dent in this white. There's still quite a bit in there, but I did use quite a bit of the white sheets that were in there. And what I came up with was, I think I did about 75 die cuts with everything that I did. I actually threw some of them away because they just weren't good cuts or they didn't weed well or whatever. But I took on the butterflies, and this looks like an extra one that I can just put in there. On these, I layered them 3 deep. So I've got some pretty good, I mean, these are pretty firm, pretty substantial. And I've just got a variety of them. I'll just kind of lay them out. I had to get a piece of paper. I'm just grabbing, I think I'm going to use this yellow. It'll just really pop off of there and kind of show you what I did. So this is just a plain white one. Hopefully you can see it. I'm just using natural light. It's still pretty sunny out. And I thought this one was really pretty. But I just took the pattern paper, the glitter paper, just some of the scraps that I had, and I just layered these up. I did the butterflies 3 deep. Actually did the florals 4 deep just because they're more flimsy, but I got a pretty good combination of butterflies. So this is a pretty good stack that I could pull from when I want to just use a butterfly from the Simon Says stamp die. So I'm pretty pleased with that. It did take me a bit of time. I just put on, actually I started out listening to the radio, or not the radio, I have my Alexa app was running, and just had some good music in the back, and I was singing along with it and having fun with that. And then I got a pop-up that one of my favorite YouTubers had a video. So then I started watching that as I was doing this, and I just came up with several of these. And these are good, solid, sturdy. These are 4 layers deep is what those are. And so just use the white and then the pattern paper is what I did with it. And just to explain how I did it, I don't know if you've ever done it this way, but I just took a scrap sheet of paper and puddled glue on there, and then I just kind of ran, well, just kind of give you an example. I would just take a square piece of patterned paper, put a whole bunch of glue on there, and then just drag my die cuts through it. And that way I didn't have to use my Bearly Art glue and kind of go around each and every intricate piece of it. I just ran it through my glue and then attached it. So it made quick work of it. So you can see I've got 7 different patterns of this that I can use for different color schemes and stuff. And I thought that was fun, just using the scraps. Glad to get rid of some of that. And then I did go ahead and take this Mother's Day die that I have. I didn't layer this up. I just cut several of these out in the white cardstock so that I would have those, because I am getting ready to make a bunch of Mother's Day cards that I'm going to actually sell at a party. So I have several of these white ones that I can layer them up. And then I just grabbed some of the cardstock that I had and cut them out of that just for fun. So I've got several of these, and I've got my scrap paper reorganized in a better fashion, cleared up some of that white that I have, and then used some fun pattern paper just to get some interesting little die cuts. So I've got these, and I said I would store them in there, but I spent so much work on them, I don't want them to get messed up. So I'm going to use what I typically use for my die cuts and ephemera. And I'll grab some of these to show you. Just reaching in here real quick to grab them. And what I'll do is I'll just take these and put them in these extra gum containers. I think they'll keep them nicer than if I put them in here. You know, when I'm reaching in, grabbing and stuff, I don't want them to get bent and messed up. So I think what I'll do is I'll just slide them in there, and then I'll have them, and I can just pull them out. And usually what I'll do is I'll label this. I'll put Simon Says stamp. And this is called Simple Mother's Day is what this die is called. So I'll just take a label and I'll label that up and put it on there. That way when I'm referencing it as I'm making stuff, I've got that. And then I'll just, again, I'm just going to take these and put them in there. I just think it'll protect it more than, because this is a hard, and where this is a little bit more flimsy, I think these will protect them better. So I decided that I would just go that route. And I'll get them labeled. I've got to grab another one. And I've showed this in my video before. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but this is a great way to store ephemera, die cuts, little things, sequins, different things that you have. My dad chews this extra gum, and he always has these packages, and he saves them for me. And so he just sticks a bunch of them together, and then he'll bring them over, or I'll get them when I'm over there. And it just works perfect for these. It protects the hard work that you've done, and these store so nicely. I just use one of my plastic bins, if you haven't seen it, and just store them in there. So I know some of you have probably seen this, but there may be some new people on the video, and I wanted to show that. But these extra gum containers are just fabulous for that. So that was fun. I got my paper reorganized and mashed out some of that white paper that I had, and then some pattern paper just for fun. And it was fun. It was very relaxing. Like I said, you can just listen to music or watch a video or something like that and get organized. So I did make some organization progress today. Didn't make any cards, but had some fun with that. And I'll be in great shape when I want to use these for my cards. So thanks for watching. And if you have any other storage ideas or suggestions, I'm welcome to that, listening to that. So please share in the comment box. And I hope you have a great day. It's a really nice sunshiny day, and I plan to get outside for the rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye.